Hello, everyone. Don't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see the button. Like, is this thing on? It is a cozy Labor Day weekend. I had a lovely day yesterday. I went to a friend of mine's house on the harbor, on the Boston Harbor. Went kayaking and like harbor kayaking. And like sea and ocean kayaking is very different from the typical kayaking that you see. It always takes me 20 minutes to get to the point of what I'm trying to say. Nicole Eggert, that's my focus for today. But I'm just like, I'm super comfy cozy in my little, like in my robe here. And like, I have like beach windblown hair. So it's super knotty and stuff, which is why I'm like all super comfy cozy. Which brings me oddly to Nicole Eggert. You know, if you've been watching my vlogs for the past probably 6 months or so, for whatever reason, because I'm no expert at this whole, breast cancer journey crap, I just share. For whatever reason, it's the past 6 months that I've had the hardest time with body image. This morning, I weighed in at 194.4. Now, granted, I have this like hate relationship with the Lose It app. I don't like logging my food. I have not been stress eating. I had salad twice on Friday with protein in it and stuff. I was being all healthy and like, I don't know. I noticed a significant difference in my waist. The working out is the biggest thing that's helped me. I'm tired. Sorry, let me like focus. Nicole Eggert. So I'm 52. And if you watched Baywatch back in the day, Nicole Eggert was in Baywatch. She was also in that show with Scott Baio. I don't remember the name of it. Because again, I don't prep for these. I just like press the button and start going. Have a thought and start to share. Beautiful blonde. I feel like she's much younger than me. I'd have to look it up, but beautiful blonde. Like when you're young, it's like, oh, I want to look like that. Like I want to. She's got the blonde straight hair, and my hair is like unruly and curly. I do have great hair days, which you've seen before, but she's like the typical like California girl, pretty thin, like Baywatch, running in slow-mo on the beach and stuff. So I was scrolling around on TikTok, and I came across a video that said Nicole Eggert on it, but it's this woman who looks nothing like Nicole Eggert. So I figured it was like spam or something. And then I start doing some like looking around, because there were certain features that looked like her eyebrows and her mouth, but the rest didn't look like her at all. And she was bald. Not bald, like peach fuzz bald. So I didn't dig into it a lot, just enough to get the point, I guess, of what I wanted to share for today. And looked into stuff and learned that Nicole Eggert, I'll use past tense, had breast cancer. I had no idea. I'm not like a big Baywatch fan that I would keep up on these things. Shannon Doherty, that was more of my, I'd say youth, but I feel like 90210 came out in the 90s or so. I could be wrong. But she's been in more things. Oh, I'm getting hot. She's been in more things for me to like know about Shannon Doherty. And I think her cancer battle, at least in my world of whatever TikTok screens me to see, I listen to her podcasts and stuff, and I don't know, it was weird. I like Shannon Doherty. I feel like is this kick-ass woman and like don't mess with me kind of person, and then I don't know, I see her and she gets breast cancer, and it's like, well, I know she's gonna beat it because she's this kick-ass woman. And then she passed away not long ago, but she had stage 4 breast cancer for quite some time. Before she passed. But it's so weird, even when it's a movie star, to have someone that's like your age pass away from this disease that like I fought and won. I don't cry about it a lot anymore. Anyway, so I see this thing about Nicole Eggert, and I don't know a ton about her. Charles in Charge, that was the name of the show. She was the daughter, I think, in Charles in Charge. So I start looking up some videos and stuff, because I'm like, is that the same person, or is it just like, you know, spam, whatever? And it is her. I say had breast cancer because the TikTok that I saw of her was her like doing a, you know, vlog like this, and her saying that she had gone through chemo or was still going through chemo, but that there was no evidence of cancer in her body. And like her next step, and I don't know how old this TikTok was, by the way, but the next step from whenever the TikTok was made was for her to do mastectomy and reconstruction. And aside from that, a friend of mine texted me the other day and said that one of her good friends was diagnosed with breast cancer and was having a double mastectomy, and asked if my vlogs were still like active. They're delayed because like it's September for me right now, but I know I'm like way behind on posting these on YouTube. Not that it really even matters that it's behind. They're still sequential. But she asked me if they're still active, and I haven't responded to that text yet. I'm curious who it is, because I want to be helpful. B, I don't want to respond because it's like, am I the poster child for like local breast cancer stuff? Let's look at Jen's vlogs. But like, meanwhile, that's why I'm here. But it's different in YouTube land than it is like in my actual like, you know, real life circle. And there's part of me that's at this point, I am, it's funny, I have to do the math now. Gosh, it's 2024, so I'm 3 years out. I had to think, wow, that's a big deal. I'm out far enough that I'm at a place where it's like, at least today or yesterday when I read the text, I didn't feel like being like, you know, in the Pink Sisters Club that day. And I'm like, I'll just do this another day. I'm just sharing like where I'm at. It's a weird place. Yet yesterday when I went to my friend's place, there was somebody else there who apparently has the same oncologist as me. And I'm like, woohoo, high five. Like, what do you do? What do you do with that? Like I that's the first time someone's like, hey, we have the same oncologist. Like, you know, in real life. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell you do with that. If you say you have the same dentist, you're like, oh, look at my teeth. But you say you have the same oncologist, and it's like, okay, go you, go us. I don't know what to say. But then after I finished being like snarky, I wanted to get up and talk to her because I switched oncologists relatively recently, and I'm curious as to hear other people's experiences with my new oncologist. But I never got up to go. I kind of had the day just be about me and kayaking and friends and just, you know, the environment of what I was around was just very healthy and just filled my heart and my soul. But living back to the Nicole Eggert thing, it's not even so much the hair. It's two separate parts. I see breast cancer as two separate parts. You have the internal, like, cancer cells fighting and whatever that looks like. You know, radiation, chemo, medication, shots in your arm, Luprons, like whatever it is, to, you know, make the cancer go away and keep it away. And then you have the external that everyone sees. You know, everyone sees the, you know, if you have surgery, whether you have a lumpectomy, I don't have experience with that to know. I had a double mastectomy. But they look at your boobs because they're curious, you know, what do they look like now? And the biggest thing with the Nicole Eggert thing, and why I connected with what I saw, was the weight gain. It wasn't even the hair, truly, because you can kind of like if I covered up her head, like what I recognized her, it wasn't the hair, it was the weight gain. And it's not like it sounds awful, but it's not like you're fat from the medication. It's like you're swollen from the medication. And that's what she looked like. And that's why I like went through and to find like things on YouTube or Google or whatever. I'm like, is that actually her? And you look at her before and look at her now, and I mean, she's a beautiful woman. You see her all dolled up with like makeup and stuff, and when you just hone in on like these things here with features, eyes, nose, mouth, it looks like her. And I feel like for me, maybe not eyes so much, because my eyes have changed. I feel like probably because of age too, but like nose and mouth, for me, I don't feel like that really hasn't changed much. I do have a pimple. I like never get pimples. It's weird. But it's the other stuff. It's the age spots, just because I'm getting older, and like, I know I have to get my roots done. I don't really care so much. It's not a hair thing. It's like it's your skin and your face and like the flesh. It's the flesh. I think that's what it is. The flesh looks different. The shape of my face is not what the shape was of my face before all this stuff happened. I look at myself now like my head is almost like, or my face is like a pear shape. And maybe none of you see it. Maybe people that know me don't even see it. I see it every time I look in the mirror. And even when I was like younger, if I had, weight issues, which I didn't really. I've always been kind of solid in the midsection, and then like my skinny legs, and people talk about my legs because I'm relatively tall for a chick. But I haven't like gained weight in my legs, and my arms are getting like super toned from being at the gym and stuff. It's my midsection, and like it kind of works its way up, but I see my face is like this pear shape, where like this is like my normal face. My forehead has gotten, and I think that's just because I'm getting older, it feels like it's thinner because the skin is thinner. I don't know, but it's like everything kind of like moved to like my jowl area. And I noticed that I've been like clenching more. Like this morning I woke up and like this whole area was so tight, and I'm like, did I have nightmares and not remember? I have a CPAP now. I didn't have a CPAP before the whole cancer thing. And I think a large part of why I have the CPAP is, well, I know it's because of the snoring, but why are you snoring? I'm laying on my back because laying on my stomach is not comfortable anymore since my mastectomy and reconstruction. And with sleeping on my back and gaining the weight from, meds and crazy, I snore. And, you snore, that means you have sleep apnea. That's not like completely equatable. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. But when I see her face and see how swollen she looks, and I feel like she's like the new person I need to follow to help me with the body image part of this whole process. Like when you're in the throes of stuff in the beginning, you're everything is just focused on like staying alive, like literally. You don't know in the beginning how far along you are. Stage-wise, that makes it sound like you're pregnant, but like you don't know what stage you are when this whole thing first starts. Nothing is for certain until like they get in there and see what's going on. So that, there's a time when you're literally faced with life and death because you don't know. It could be like not nothing, but it could be very minimal. It could be that there's like cancer all over. You don't know that in the beginning. And like for people that have to face that kind of life or death experience, like it is jaw-droppingly like life awareness. Oh my God, like, smack in the face. I can't even like have the right words for that. And then when that's, when that part is like done, for those people that it's done, obviously if it's metastatic, it's not like done, But then you have the physical part where it's the surgery and it's, your body looking different, and the meds have worked. They've gotten rid of the cancer, but look what they've done to your body as part of the process of getting rid of the cancer. And like, I'm super grateful to be here. See, look, I even have my mug today that says grateful. It's not that. It's just loving this new body that you have and making it seem like everything is like okay. And most people are like, well, just, go back to normal, go back to the way things were. Things will never, ever, ever be back to what they were before. Never. In a good and a bad way. Like, my attitude about life and people and relationships and stuff is so different now. I am so much more protective of myself and like who I spend my time with, what I end up doing. Like right now it's almost noon and like I'm in my robe, having my coffee and stuff in my comfy little yellow chair, and I could give a shit that it's like noon and I should be doing something more productive, and I'm not, because like it's Labor Day weekend. Like I need to chill out before the school year starts. But she said like Nicole Eggert had said like she's had a lot of support and stuff. So I feel like at this point with where I am in the whole journey of not being happy with my body, I'm better with it than I was, thanks to the gym. I can't necessarily say that it's food. With the gym, and like I will, when you're ready, if you're going through all this stuff, the gym gives you some like control and ownership, because yes, it takes time. I've been going to the gym twice a week for an hour in a small group with like, there's 1 or 2 trainers that are there. So like it's very individualized as to what they're doing for you. And they know your whole like your medical background and stuff. And they learn, you have to tell them about your body and what you go through, whatever, like, your body for the most part, at least. I mean, you're the best person to know your body compared to anybody else. But I'm noticing now, like, my pants are fitting differently in a good way. My pants are fitting differently. Like, I had a bathing suit on yesterday, and this is so wrong. I hope my kids aren't watching, but I go to shave because like I'm wearing a bathing suit and I'm like, I don't need to look like a gorilla. Although weirdly, like I don't have a lot of body hair since all this stuff happened, and I didn't have chemo. I don't know what it is about not having as much body hair. But I went to go shave and I could see where I had to shave, which was awesome, because before, when I looked like I was like 6 months pregnant, which I still have those times, I couldn't see to be able to shave, nor did I really do or go anywhere that I would need to shave. So TMI. Oh my God. But like when you look down, and for a long time I would look down, I would see my stomach, and for a period of time I couldn't even, like if I stood up straight and looked straight down, I couldn't see my feet because I'd see my stomach. And my stomach was hard. This is like way in the beginning, even before all this stuff happened, and I still don't know like quite what it was about. And it like settled down around when I had surgery, because I have I have earlier vlogs where I'm not as heavy. It was just like after, I feel like it was after the Luprons. I don't know if the tamoxifen was, I can't even get into what like drug to blame. I have no idea. And age is not like on my side with all that stuff too. But to be able to shave and see places in your body that you haven't been able to see in a really long time is a big deal. And then like even when I was doing something and like leaning on a table and I had my arm like twisted, and when I did that, like I can feel my tricep, and I was like, woohoo, this is awesome. Like most people go like this and like have their little bumps, whatever, but my bump, like my muscle bump, like extends up. So all those times where I do like my wide grip pull downs or whatever it is, I see the impact that it has on my body now, and that's such a good feeling, especially on my right side. I mean, I had a double mastectomy, but most of my cancer drama was on my right side. And it has not been an easy process with the working out thing. There were a lot of things that like just hurt to do because there's so much scar tissue. And I had I had 6 lymph nodes removed from my right side and 2 from my left, and a 7th thing that was removed, which even though it's been 3 years, I still have yet to ask the doctor what that 7th thing was, because it wasn't a lymph node. I don't really know what the heck it was. That sounds almost negligent. I'll find out. If it was something concerning, I would know by now. But the point is, every place you have a lymph node removed, something is removed for your body, scar tissue forms around it. So like when you're exercising like that, your things are getting pulled apart and like rebuilt together. Just a lot of shit going on in your body. So when I like, I'll like kneel down, or not kneel, like squat down or something, and I feel my quads and stuff, and it's like they're hard as a rock, and it feels awesome that that's the case. I in general, like up here, like my shoulders look great. I can feel my shoulder blades again. That's taken years to be able to like put my arms back, have it not really hurt here, and feel like I can feel my shoulder blades touching. I had not been able to do that for a long time. So don't think that like, people say, well, you're fully healed after a year, 18 months. That's a load of shit. Things get way better at that point, but you're still regenerating like your body to be able to have feeling back from all the nerves and shit that were like, severed during the surgery. So I'm proud of those changes in my body. But like this morning when I go on the scale and it says 194.4, I'm like, you fucking kidding me? When all this stuff started, like, I think I was like 165. And I don't even remember how it all, like, I didn't weigh myself. It's just like all of a sudden, like I went from 165 to boom, like 190 something. And that's kind of where I've been floating since all this time happened. And then when I hit 200 pounds, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I hadn't been 200 pounds since I was pregnant. And then I got worried and my labs started going up. It's not even a matter of a number, which is why I hate the logging part of like weighing myself. I don't like to weigh myself. So for the same reason, I don't like to log my food. I feel like I'm doing something wrong every time I write something. Like I bought blueberry cereal because it's like September and that's when blueberry cereal is out. And sometimes I want to feel like a 7-year-old having like blue cereal. Do I do it every day? No. My A1C did drop. I don't remember if I shared that with all of you yet. Like I have to tell the world that my A1C dropped, but that was a concern with my weight. It's not necessarily about the number, it's what the labs are showing. And my A1C was like creeping up since my cancer diagnosis and not because of cancer, because I assume of the weight. And this is the first time that it dropped. So it dropped to a point where I don't need to start diabetes medication, which makes me really happy. So I don't want another pill to have to take. And I know that the meds that I'm still on are working against me with metabolism. I get that. I am very happy to report, especially with it being summer, that I have just in the past like month, I would say. So we're Labor Day, like, a month ago. I started cutting down my gabapentin because my hot flashes were like, I was getting cold a lot. And I'm like, well, that's weird. I haven't felt cold in like 3 years, even in the wintertime. So I cut down, I had, with the advice of my doctor, I had gone from 100 to 200 milligrams of gabapentin at night, which I know is still a very small number compared to what most people I have heard of are on for gabapentin for hot flashes. I needed it for nighttime because my night sweats had started up again. I don't know why. But in the past month, I've been cold during the day. Like I bring like a sweater to work and I'm like, what the hell is that all about? And then it dawned on me that like, why am I taking medication for hot flashes when I'm cold during the day? So I stopped and went back down to 100 milligrams in the morning of gabapentin. I still sometimes do the 200 at night just because, the hot flashes, they just mess with my sleep. But during the day, I haven't needed it. So I don't know what that's about. I'm just like riding that wave because that would be great. Because gabapentin does a number on your digestive system and slows your metabolism down. It does very much help with your hot flashes, but pros and cons. I don't want to make this super long, but the point, I don't even know, what am I at right now? 24 minutes, whatever. But the point is that, like, I know I'm not at a place right now where, like, I'm like, go Jen's body, because that's just not how I feel. Even when I'm out kayaking near, like, freaking big-ass boats and riding their waves and getting close to the ocean, then I'm like, and then turn around and go back. I'm happy with what my body can do, but when I physically look at my body and my face and the swelling and stuff, like, that's not, I feel like that's not me, and I'm not at a place of acceptance with that whatsoever. I'm not hating on it. It's just like, that's not me. And then when I saw the picture of Nicole Eggert and I look at her face and I'm like, that's not her. And I like look up all this stuff and it is her. So I feel like I need to follow more stuff about her, to just hear what she has to say about, you know, her journey, whatever. But obviously, like, being in the public eye for her, you know, this Baywatch babe, and now, like, she's, you know, visibly, either it's weight gain or swelling from meds, whatever it is, I'll have to learn. But she looks dramatically different than she looked before. And I want to know, like, how she's handling that. Especially, like I said, being a star, you know, being in the public eye and the social media, like, scrutiny and, you know, that they have of people anyway, let alone being someone who was a Baywatch babe. And then, you know, now she's gained this weight. So I want to start looking more into her and her story, to help. I feel like, you know, friends and stuff, they try to say the right things to make you feel better. Like, oh, you know, you're so pretty and blah, blah, blah. And like, I know that I'm pretty, like, maybe not right now, because, like, I just rolled out of bed not long ago, and I'm in my robe, my Queen of Sheba robe, which is like, you know, what I wear this, and I'm like, look how high and mighty I am with my, like, you know, frou-frou, like, don't mess with me. I'm in my leopard skin, like, little zone here. But yeah, your friends don't always know the right things to say. They say, you know, they try to empower you, but it's not the right things. And I don't snap back at anyone anymore, because I know that they just don't get it. Not to be mean that they don't get it. It's just that they don't know the words to say. And the only people that would know the words to say are people that have gone through it. You know, whether that's me or, you know, some movie star like Shannon Doherty or Nicole Eggert or whoever else. But, you know, people that have gone through it and are able to keep a positive mindset. I'm not saying that, like, it's peaches and cream all the time, that you should be like, you know, like, my body is so wonderful, like, all the time. Like, I don't think anyone's like that regardless of anything. But with all the funks that I had been in at various points over the past like 7 months, I just find it extremely important to share the roller coaster of my emotions with my well, in general, and then with, like, my body image too, in the hopes of helping other people that are going through all this, that are, you know, facing the same thing. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share. I'm gonna make myself an omelet, which is protein. See, I eat the right, well, for the most part, I eat the right things. It's just, I have meds working against me, and I have to get to a place where I'm like, you know, go Jen, and look at my body, and, you know, be honoring my body for all the stuff that it's been through. Yeah, I feel like this whole next, like, chunk of vlogs is gonna be about, like not body shaming, which is a hard thing to talk about, even to, like, just my phone, because I know, like, I have wonderful comments from people that watch these vlogs, but it's hard to talk about, which is why we need, like, other people to, you know, share their stories and to give the right words when other people don't know what words to say. All right, it's a gorgeous day. I'm gonna go eat my eggs, and then I'm gonna have peppers and onions in my omelet to get my veggies in. Yeah, and do my healthy eating thing. And then be kind to myself today. I have to clean, but whatever. But yeah, I wanted to share that. So, yeah, I appreciate everyone who's like following this journey with me and, giving me positive things to say. It's an internal thing. Like, I'll get there when I'm ready, but I don't know. I don't know when that will be. There's no, like, in X number of years, you will love your post-mastectomy body. That's like not a thing. So I just got to take it in bits and pieces. Yeah. And I'm not even done with surgeries yet, which is what sucks. I feel like I have more closure, or looking forward to closure, if I knew that my surgeries were done. And I have one more, and I won't get into this because I did it in an earlier vlog, but I can't have any more surgeries right now because they found something that they don't know what it is on my last MRI. So I have another MRI scheduled in 4 months. And once they know that that's clear, then I can have my final surgery done. And then my tattooing, the nipple tattooing. And then at that point, I feel like I can just, kind of close up shop with coming to acceptance of my body, because I know, like, my body's going to change again after the surgery in a good way. But it's just frustrating that I can't have the surgery. And I understand they don't want anyone cutting into me and messing shit around if there's even an inkling of a question of, like, is my cancer back? There's nothing on the imaging that shows that it's cancer. They think it's probably scar tissue, but they don't know for sure, which is why they said, let's do another MRI in 6 months and see what's going on. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I'm not even nervous about that. It's just like, whatever. I'll deal with it when it happens. You don't get a heads up when you get diagnosed. So, like, it's going to be what it's going to be, and we'll figure it out, because that's what I do, is I figure it out. All right. Till next time, everyone. Toodaloo.